Welcome to SDH's coverage of the NPSL Southern Conference Championship. John here, and we're going to go back and look at the semifinals from the midweek. Get you ready for the matchup at Apotheos at North Cobb Christian School. 7 o'clock Saturday night, Georgia Revolution come all the way back and get the chance to chase after the title by having to go to top seed Apotheos. We'll go through all the highlights for you from all of the matchups, and we'll catch up with the Georgia Revolution head coach Jack Marchant coming up here in short order on a couple of different things. And one is the match itself. They had to travel as the 3 seed to Appalachian and take on Appalachian FC in Boone, North Carolina. Here's your highlights. There's a lot of them, courtesy of our friends at Appalachian FC Facebook and the NPSL.
Lacosta's done well to turn and strike. Parried away and yes! Puts in. It's Max Landau. How big could that goal be? So early on.
Get in.
Appalachian FC are in front.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Ellie does well there, doesn't need to get his shot off, and Max is switched on. Superb, Landau. This is fantastic. We're great value for that start, aren't we? Great value for the goal.
And would you believe it? It's his first goal this season at home. Oh, he's been fouled by Williams. And a free kick now for Georgia Revolution.
Yeah, just counting lucky stars, really. They haven't equalised there. I'm not sure how they've managed not to stick the ball in the back of the net. Chase with a great save off a Harry Baker shot. Harry done well to get back in, to be fair to him. He just tried to get anything on it and just, Chase has dug us out. That's what he's there for, but he's done ever so well.
Oh, the header comes down and Witten has put it in. And against the run of play, the visitors have their equaliser and their first goal against Appalachian this season. Witten the scorer. But a soft goal for Appalachian to concede there. Cotta. But Eberle's there to try and mop up.
That's us.
Possession for Appalachian. He wins the throw in.
Almost ran over to take the throw in there.
I've had to bolt you down to your seat.
Yeah.
And it'll be Rashawn Kelman to take this long throw in. As the danger men for Appalachian come up from the back. 65 minutes gone.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, we've got good height in these situations. When you think about Gray, Mikey London, Alex Chicken Render. It's a good area.
It's dropping here for Smith.
Alex.
Render!
Yes!
Yes!
Brilliant.
There it is! Alex Render, a centre-back by trade, but a goal scorer when it matters.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant goal. Just said about the threat. Get in, Alex. Great, great goal. Took it ever so well, and again the throw-in creates havoc in our defence. What a finish, Render. What a beauty. Tricky player. That's gone deep.
And it's headed on, and it's cannoned off the post, and it's gone in. A second equaliser for Georgia Revolution. And again, it's from a set play. Back at square one again. It's 2-2.
Out of nowhere. You just... so frustrating, and I know that'll be so hard for Dale to take there, because it's just a frustrating goal to give up. That's, again, it's concentration. I think there was a little bit of a delay, wasn't there, with the sub? Who's getting the yellow here? The yellow?
And it's Olo Jones who goes into the book now.
Must have said something.
Well, it's not Lewis Green who's taking it, but Appalachian able to clear it. On the bench for the Revolution, furious about something. Lekiaka trying to get around Luoma. He's not able to get around him that time. The header comes in. And they've taken the lead. And it's Witten again. And the underdogs are up here.
Dear.
It's Georgia Revolution 3, Appalachian FC 2.
So that was your 3-2 final. That was all the goals. But then there was an incident that happened late in the match with the lead for Georgia Revs. Here's how it was called by the Appalachian FC booth crew.
He just kicked that on the pitch, the manager there.
The managers kicked the ball onto the pitch.
Oh, dear.
Now there's all kinds of things happening. And Jones trying to have some words with Bates there.
This is just the breaking up of play that the manager wanted for kicking the ball on. Well worth a yellow card. Well worth a yellow card for him.
It's all kicking off at the moment.
And he can come.
Oh, and he's been sent off now as well. Off he goes. Perhaps he's talked himself into this predicament now. And there'll be more added time for this, you have to feel, as Jack Marchant has given his marching orders.
But again, all this confusion and stuff is adding to what probably he wanted. In his defence. Well, not in his defence, but it's not happy for him, really. For him. As time ticks by, every second that goes by.
Oh, and there's another card coming out. Nearly. For Callum Shorter.
Looks like Callum's going to have to take the reins here for Revolution.
And so now we go to the interview where we catch up with Jack Marchant on a couple of different things. The match, the call, the red card, and the preview. So you're down 2-1. And then basically in the football version of snapping of fingers, you go down 2-1 to up 3-2. What was that? I guess, what was it like? We can take it two separate ways. What was it like to get to that point when you're down 2-1 and then have everything flip and then finish on top?
Oh, I mean, it was a roller coaster yesterday. I mean, it had everything. Really disappointing how we started the game because, again, like you said, we were 2-1 down, but we go 1-0 down in the worst possible fashion, the worst time. You know, it kind of played into their hands. They got the goal early and they kind of sat in, and you know, we huffed and puffed, similar to sort of 10 days ago when we were up there. But this time we were able to get back in the game. But then we put ourselves behind again, and you know, we were planning on how to get ourselves back in the game and go really aggressive. And we get one, and we change formations again. And then we get another, and we have to change formations again to kind of see out the victory. You know, I'm still not quite got my head wrapped around it yet, to be honest. It was just an incredible evening.
And it ended on, I'll go ahead and use the word interesting. It was an interesting note where App State, that's another dollar. App FC is chasing after the equalizer so things can keep going. And it ends up being what we refer to as a tete-a-tete or a to-do and a disagreement. It ended up being two voices wanting to discuss something with you from a different color jersey on the touchline. We played that clip coming into this interview. So from your perspective, what was going on as that was playing out?
Well, it all kind of came about. We put the ball out for a throw-in. Again, I firmly believe that the ball kind of crossed the line in front of our bench. They were going to take the throw-in kind of in front of their bench. So I knocked the ball on to where I thought the throw-in should be. Their lads come across. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's hit me with the ball, but again, I don't think he intended to do that. And then the ref comes over to me. And then he discusses something with the fourth official. I thought they were going to send off the app guy for kicking the ball at me. Next thing you know, red cards been shown in my face, and I was very confused. We are appealing it because I don't know where in the rules that states that's a red card, but we will appeal it and hopefully be on the sidelines for Saturday.
So then I guess let's get into the contingency plans here. Obviously, if you win the appeal, you're on the touchline, you're going up against Apotheos. If you are not, and it comes to preparation, implementation, and game planning and game state against Apotheos Saturday, how does that fall out?
Well, no, I've got two very, very good assistants in Tom and Dan. And again, they know the game plan. They understand what we'll go up there and try and do. And again, you kind of talk about timing. It's at the end of the season where we're fairly well drilled in what we want to do. And then we'll just have a game plan and we'll stick to it as the game goes. So we'll cross that bridge kind of as we come to it on Saturday.
When it comes to playing a team for the 11 billionth time in a season, are there any secrets? Do you keep anything up your sleeve, or is it just, we are who we are, we're going to go out there and whatever happens, happens?
I think personnel-wise, you kind of understand who everybody is. In a weird way, like last night, you go back to it, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. You come, and it was added motivation for us going up there in front of all their fans, and then as we'll do the same going into Saturday, you become very familiar with what the opposition does. And like we talked about the other day, it's a chess match, and it's how far someone bends until they breaks. But we like to think we know what Apotheos are going to throw at us, and it's up to us to handle it. And I think they'll feel the same way. We know what each other's going to do, and it's whoever avoids the mistakes or provides a little bit of quality on the night that will be the difference.
That's half the equation. Now the other half of the equation. It is Apotheos storming their way to the top. They've been there all season long, and they got the number 4 seed Charlottetown Hops coming to North Cobb Christian. Here's your highlights from the midweek, courtesy of our friends at 11 Sports in the NPSL. Jared Smith on the call.
Pulls it back, cross it into the box, knocked away. Only cleared so far is Okonkwo, who has his potential shot, knocked away. Good defensive work from the visitors, and Apotheos have to reset. Now Cisse down the left-hand side, almost loses his balance. Johnny tries to cross it. It goes long. Rios on it. Rios fires in the back of the net. Go! It's an overcooked ball too far from Jeanne. It falls to Rios, who's able to turn it and then put it in the far corner. What a finish from Giovanni Rios to get things opened up in the 13th minute and far on the left-hand side. Novian Williams building up the attack. Williams. Trying to build with Amari Sali. That ball is cut out, but it will be retained by the visitors. Ball bouncing around. Now a chance to counter on the left-hand side for the host. Apotheos is Lamine Johnny. Johnny trying to get in. Johnny shoots and scores! It's Lamine Johnny! Going narrow, going high, going right over the shoulder of the goalkeeper. That will make it 2-0. Imbert and Brule standing over it together. Option to play it short or to hit this on an in-swing. Imbert to the front post. Junior Sandoval is going to clear it out of there, and DaCosta is going to bring it down and have to chase it. And Sandoval wins it. Now it's Lamine Johnny. The keeper retreating. Johnny dribbling, trying to get people turned around. Able to turn. Shoots. Score! Lamine Johnny has made it 3-0. Cries for a corner go unanswered. Now Charlottetown trying to get going forward. Apotheos trying to get something going in the attack. Charlottetown with a chance to break. Ball's played through Sally. Sally shoots. And what a save, and it's off the edge of the box, and it's shot, and a finish, and a goal for the visitors. And Charlottetown said, hold the phone, not dead yet. 3 sails high. And with 20 minutes left, Apotheos still maintain a 3-1 lead. This goal kick is trying to get down to Samir Williams. Eventually, Williams is able to control it. Williams playing it all the way back. Pleites has got it. He's got Diakite to his left. He's going to take it long, though, to Lamine Cisse. Cisse able to bring it down. Heavy touch. It's going to betray him, and it's a chance for Apotheos to get themselves back in shape, and they're able to do so. Now it's Camden. Camden over the top, trying to find Anthony Sumo. Anthony Sumo with a touch. Anthony Sumo with a goal. And it's Anthony Sumo Jr. on a wonderful ball over the top. The fresh legs pay off for the hosts. He beats it past the keeper, Carter Nunnery. Had to come out and try and get it. Lobbying for the offside are the visitors, but Anthony Sumo was able to put that one in the back of the net. And just like that, 4-1.
So that sets it up. North Cobb Christian, 7 o'clock. It's your preview. And it is number 1 Apotheos going up against number 3 Georgia Revs. During the season in the NPSL, when these two teams squared off, remember we were discussing how the schedule did lay itself out sometimes to where you were trying to figure out if you're having a back-to-back and how things would go. Is it going to be short order and how things turn? Going through the schedule, Apotheos and Appalachian, let's get you through how we got to this particular moment. So, out of the blocks, it was Apotheos knocking off Appalachian FC in the regular season by the score of 4-1. Revs lost their season opener 8-6-5 to 8-6-5 Alliance by the score of 2-1. Revs then would beat Storm. Apotheos would have a goalless draw against 8-6-5 Alliance. Revs would then beat Charlottetown Hops on Saturday, May 20th, as a part of the standard league triple header when all 6 teams would be playing 2-1. That one was in McDonough. On the 27th of May, Apotheos and Appalachian had a 1-1 draw at North Cobb Christian. Revs in the turnaround in the back-to-back that we talked about on the weekly show. Revs went to Ortho Carolina and won by the score of 2-1. Then also down the line you would have on June the 3rd, you would actually have a bye week for both of those teams. Going to June the 10th, it would end up with Revs losing at App by the final of 5-0. That was something that Georgia Revolution would hang on to for the remainder of the season. Apotheos would beat Storm by the score of 1-0 at North Cobb Christian. Then Storm would beat Apotheos on Saturday the 17th of June by the score of 3-2 out at West Georgia. The Revs would beat 8-6-5 Alliance in that week by the score of 3-1. Then the Revs would lose at Apotheos on June 24th by the score of 3-1. In that particular match, just to become familiar with your goal scorers and how things laid out, Callum scored in the 90th minute. Callum Shore scored in the 90th minute for Revs, but for Apotheos, it was Tumbadu in the 27th, Blake White in the 53rd, and Anthony Sumo Jr. in the 59th. And that was how that 3-1 win would go down. Also on July 1st, Apotheos would draw 8-6-5 Alliance at North Cobb Christian by the score of 1-1. Then they would beat Charlottetown Hops on the 7th by the score of 3-1. Revs would beat Storm on the last day of the regular season by the score of 6-1. So that's how we ended up with these two teams getting into the playoffs. Apotheos as your 1 and the Georgia Revolution as your 3. In the South, the way that it laid out in the Southeast Conference, Apotheos only had that one loss to Storm the entire season, 6-1-3 at 21 points. Scored 21, they only gave up 10, or they only gave up 11, had the goal difference of 10, so scored a little over 2, gave up a little more than 2. Revs on the season is the 3 seed. Nothing across the board that had an advantage one way to it. 5 wins, 5 losses, 19 goals scored, 19 goals against. And so that was how the Revs ended up getting the 3 seed with the win, and getting to 5-5, getting to the 3, knocking off App, and having to go to North Cobb Christian. So once again, on the day, if you can make it to North Cobb Christian, please do. You can catch a championship being decided in the Southern Conference. Then, if you can't, you can follow along on local providers through the social media, or you can watch on 11 Sports, ELEVEN Sports, and keep an eye on things that way when it comes to Apotheos and Georgia Revolution. Jared Smith will be on the call for Apotheos there on 11 Sports, and we'll have it all broken down for you. And we'll wrap up the NPSL. We'll kind of get into the playoffs and kind of morph into a regional playoff look, and we'll take a look back at the season for the teams in the Southern Conference as well as we go forward. So thanks to everybody in the NPSL all season long as we are getting this close to a championship. So for everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Played safe, everybody. Enjoy the championship and enjoy the matches in the NPSL here in 2023.